tell me. I take it much unkind that thou, Iago, who has had my purses if the strings were thine, shouldst know of this.
Robert, you will not hear me. If ever I did dream of such a matter, abhor me.
Thou told me thou didst hold him in thy hate.
Despise me if I do not. In personal suit to make me his lieutenant, under my price, I'm worth no worse a place. But he, oh, for certain, says he, I've already chose my officer. And what was he? Well, Michael Cassio, a Florentine that never set a squadron in the field, nor the division of a battle, knows more than a spinster. But he, sir, had the election, and I, of whom his eyes had seen the proof, at Rhodes, at Cyprus, and on other grounds, Christian and heathen, I, God bless the Marcus, more ships edge.
By heaven, I rather would be his hangman.
Yeah. There's no remedy, it's the curse of service. Preferment goes by letter and affection, not by old gradation. Now, sir, bejudge yourself whether I, in any just term, am a fine to love the more.
Now follow him, then.
Sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot be truly followed. You shall mark. Oh, heaven is my judge. It is as sure as you are, Roderigo. Were I the Moor, I would not be Iago. In following him, I follow but myself. I am not what I am.
What, a fool? Fortune does the thick lips so if he can carry it thus.
Call up her father, huh? Rouse him!
What? Oh,
Brabantio!
Oh!
Thieves! 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 Look to your house, your daughter, and your bags! Thieves! Thieves!
What? Wherefore ask you this?
Zoom, sir, you're robbed! For shame, put on your gown. Why? Your heart is burst, you've lost half your soul, even now. Now, very now, an old black ram is thumping your white you! Arise! Arise! Arise, I say!
What, have you lost your wits?
Most reverend Signor, do you know my voice? My name is Roderigo.
The worse a welcome. I had charged thee not to haunt about my doors. In honest plainness, thou hast heard me say, my daughter is not for thee. And now, in madness, being full of supper and distempering draughts, upon malicious bravery dost thou come to distort my quiet.
Sir, most great Brabantio and simple and pure soul, I come to you.
Soon, sir! You're one of those that will not serve God if the devil bid you, because we come to do you a service, and you think we're ruffians? You'll have your daughter covered with a Barbary horse! You'll have your nephews neigh to you!
What profane wretch art thou?
I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter and the Moor are now making the beast with two backs!
Thou art a villain!
You are a senator!
This thou shalt answer. I know thee, Roderigo.
Sir, I will answer anything, but I beseech you, your fair daughter, if you have not given her leave, hath been a gross revolt. Straight satisfy yourself that she be in her chamber or our house. Let loose on me, the justice of the state, for thus deluding you.
Strike on the tinder. Oh, give me a taper. Call up all my people. Light, I say, light.
Farewell, for I must leave you.
'Tis too true and evil. God she is. Now, Roderigo, where didst thou see her? Oh, unhappy girl. With the more thou sayest, the fathers from hence trust not your daughter's mind by what you see them act. Do you know where we may apprehend her the more?
I think I can discover him, if you please, to get good guard and go along with me.
Pray, lead on. In every house I'll call. I may command at most. In weapons, ho, and raise some special officers of the night. Ah, good Roderigo, I'll deserve your pains.
Though in the trade of war, I have slain men, yet do I hold it very stuff of the conscience to do no contrived murder. I lack iniquity sometimes to do me service. Well, 9 or 10 times I had thought to have yerked him here under the ribs.
It's better as it is.
Nay, sir, but he prayed and spoke such scurvy and provoking terms against your honor that with what little godliness I have, I did full hard forbearing. Sir, are you fast married? Ah! Ha ha! Oh, be assured of this. The Magnifico is much beloved, and hath in his effect a voice potential as double the Duke's. He will divorce you, or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law with all his might to enforce it on will give him cable.
Let him do his fight. I have done the signore some service. But look, what lights come yon?
Ah, those are the razed father and his friends. You were best go in.
Not I must be found. My parts, my perfect soul shall manifest me rightly. Ah, my lieutenant! Goodness on the night, my friend. What is the news?
The Duke does greet you, General, and she requires your post-haste appearance even on the instant.
What is the matter, think you?
Something from Cyprus, as I may divine. It is a business of some heat. The Senate hath sent about 3 several quests to search you out.
Well, 'tis well I'm found by you. I will spend but a word in the house and go with you.
Ensign, what makes he here? Oh, faith, he tonight hath boarded a land carrack. If it prove lawful prize, he's made forever.
I do not understand.
He's married.
To who?
Married to... Come, Captain, will you go?
I'm with you.
Senor, it is more!
Down with him! Thief!
And
We must run for you.
keep up your bright swords, for the dew will rust them. Sir, you shall command more with your years than with your weapons.
Oh, thou foul thief, where hast thou stowed my daughter? And as thou art, thou hast enchanted her. I therefore apprehend and attach thee for an abuser of the world, a practicer of arts inhibited and out of warrant. Lay hold of him, if you do resist him, do it.
Hold your hands! Both of you and my climbing and the rest. Were it my cue to fight, I should have known it without a prompter. Well, will you that I will go with you to answer this your charge?
To prison. To a fit time of law, course of direct session, call thee to answer.
What if I do obey? How may the Duke be herewith satisfied whose messenger is here about my side upon some present business of the state?
'Tis true, most worthy Signor. The Duke's in council, and your noble self, I'm sure, is sent for.
How? The Duke in session at this time of the night? Bring him away.
There is no composition in these news that gives them credit.
Indeed, they are disproportioned. My letters say 107 galleys.
And mine 140. Yet do they all confirm a Turkish fleet, bearing up to Cyprus.
Here comes Brabantio, the valiant war.
Valiant Othello, we must straight implore you against the general enemy ultimate. I did not see you. Welcome, gentle signor. We lacked your counsel and your help tonight.
Pardon, good your grace, sir. So did I yours, sir. My daughter. Oh, my daughter.
Dead?
I, to me, she's abused, stolen from me, and corrupted by spells and medicines bought of mountebanks. For nature so preposterously to err, not being blind, deficient, or lame of sense, said witchcraft could not.
Whoever he be that in this foul proceeding hath thus beguiled your daughter of herself, and you of her, the bloody book of law you shall yourself read in the bitter lecture after your own sense. Yea, though our proper son stood in your action.
Humbly, I thank your grace. Here's the man, this Moor, whom now it seems your special mandate to the state affairs has hither brought.
We are very sorry for it. What, in your own part, have you to say to this?
Most potent, grave, and reverend signors, my very noble and good approved master, that I have ta'en away this old man's daughter. It is most true. True, I have married her. The very head in front of my offending hath this extent no orb. Rude am I in my speech, and little blessed with the soft praise of pith. Since these arms of mine had some 7 years pith to now, some 9 moons wasted. They have used their dearest actions in the tented field, and little of this great world shall I speak, more than pertains to feats of broil and battle. Therefore, I shall not speak of myself, but I will a round, unvarnished tale deliver of what course of love, what drugs, what charms, what conjurations, and what mighty magic, for such proceedings I am charged I want his daughter.
A maiden, never bold, of spirit so still and quiet that her motion blushed of herself. And she, in spite of nature, of country, of credit, of years, everything, to fall in love with what she feared to look on.
I do beseech you, send for the lady to the Sagittary and let her speak of me before her father. If you find me foul in her report, trust the office that I do hold of you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ensign, conductor, you best know the place. And till she come, as truly as to heaven, I do confess the vices of my blood, so justly to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine.
Say it, Othello.
Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioning me the story of my life. I ran through it, even from my boyish days to the very moment he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of the most disastrous chances, moving accidents by flood and field, hairbreadth escapes, the imminent deadly breach, being taken by the insolent foe, sold into slavery and my redemption thence, portents in my travels history, Antony fast, desert idle, rough quarries, rocks and hills, and whose heads do touch heaven. It was my hint to speak such a process. And of the cannibals, let each other eat, anthropophagi, men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. Of this to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her thence, which every as she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up my discourse, which I, observing, took but a pliant hour and found some good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, where I would of all my pilgrimage delate. The story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. It was strange, it was passing strange, it was pitiful, it was wondrous, pitiful. She wished she had not heard it. Yet she wished that heaven made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. Here comes the lady, let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter, too. Good Brabantio, take up this mangled matter at the best. Men do their broken weapons rather use than their bare hands.
Pray you, hear her speak. If she confessed that she was half the war, destruction on my head and my bad blame lies upon this man. Come hither, gentle mistress. You perceive in all this noble company where most you owe obedience?
My noble father, do you perceive here a divided duty? I am bound for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the lord of duty. I am hitherto your daughter. Here is my husband, and so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father, so much I challenge that I may profess due to the more. My lord.
Heaven be with you. I am done. Please, at your grace, proceed to the state affairs. Come hither, more. I here do give thee that which with all my heart, which thou hast already, with all my heart I would keep from thee. For your sake, Jewel, I am glad at soul I have no other child, for thy escape will teach me tyranny, to hang clogs on them. I have done, my lord. Humbly beseech you on to the state affairs.
The Turk, with the most mighty preparation, makes for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place is best known to you.
Most gracious Duke, my unfolding ledger prosperous ear, and let me find a charter in your voice to assist my symbolists.
What would you, Desdemona?
I did love the more to live with him, and saw Othello's visage in his mind, and to his honor and most valiant parts I my soul and fortunes consecrate. So that, dear lords, if I be left behind in Malta of peace, and he go to the war, rights for which I love him are bereft me, and I a heavy interim shall support by his dear absence.
Let her have your voices. And heaven defend your good souls that you will this great business yet, for she is with me.
Be it as you shall privately determine, either for her stay or going. The affair cries haste, and speed must answer it. Good night to everyone. And, noble signor, if virtue no delight of beauty lack, your son-in-law is far more fair than black.
And you, brave Moor, use Desdemona well.
Look to her more, if thou hast eyes to see. She hath deceived her father, and may thee.
My light upon her faith. Iago, my Desdemona I must leave with thee. Thy wife attend on her and bring them after the best advantage. Come, Desdemona. We have but an hour of love and of worldly matters to spend. We must obey.
Iago,
What sayest thou, noble heart?
what will I do, thinkest thou?
Go to bed and sleep.
I will incontinently drown myself.
I shall never love thee after if thou dost. Why, thou silly, gentle.
It is silliness to live, when to live is torment, and then have we a prescription to die, when death is our physician.
Oh, villainous! I have looked upon the world for 6 times 7 years, and I never found a man who knew how to love himself. Ere I would say I drowned myself for the love of a guinea hen, I'd change my humanity with a baboon.
What should I do? I confess it is my shame to be so fond, but it is not my virtue to amend it.
Virtue, a fig! 'Tis in ourselves that we are thus or thus. Our bodies are our gardens, to which our wills are gardeners. We have reason to cool our raging motions, our carnal stings, our unbidden lusts. Whereof I take this that you call love to be a sect or scion.
It cannot be.
It is merely a lust of the blood and a permission of the will. Now come, be a man. Drown thyself, drown cats and blind puppies. Come, I have professed thee my friend, and I confess myself knit to thy deserving with cables of proverbial toughness. I could never better stead thee than now. Put money in thy purse. Follow thou the wars, defeat thy favor with a usurped beard. I say, put money in thy purse. It cannot be that Desdemona should long continue her love to the Moor. Put money in thy purse. Nor he his to her. There was a violent commencement, and thou shalt see an answerable sequestration. Put money in thy purse. These Moors are changeable in their wills. Oh, fill thy purse with money. The food that to him now is as luscious as locusts shall be to him shortly as bitter as colocrutida. She must change for youth. When she's sated with his body, she'll see the error of her choice. She mustn't change. She must. Therefore, put money in thy purse. If thou must needs damn thyself, do it a more delicate way than drowning. Make all the money thou canst. If sanctimony and a frail vow betwixt an erring barbarian and a super subtle Venetian be not too hard for my wit and all the tribe of hell, thou shalt enjoy her. Therefore, make money.
I'll be fast in my hopes by the
You are sure of me. Now go, provide thy money. We'll hear more of this tomorrow. Adieu.
Well, where shall we meet in the morning?
At my lodging.
Be with thee betimes.
Go to. Farewell. Adieu. Hear, Rodrigo.
What say you?
No more drowning. Do you hear?
I'm changed. I'll go sell all my land.
Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For I mine own gain knowledge should profane if I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate the Moor, and it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets on my office. I know not if it be true, but I, for mere suspicion of that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well, the better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man. Now let me see now, to get his place, and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Oh, let me see. After some time, to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth, disposed to be suspected, framed to make women false. The Moor is of a free and open nature that believes men honest that what seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have it. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light.
News, lads! Our wars are done! The desperate tempest hath so banged the Turks that their designment halts. A noble ship of Venice hath seen a grievous wreck and sufferance on most part of their fleet. The warlike Moor Othello is in full commission here for Cyprus.
I'm glad on it. 'Tis a worthy governor, for I have served him. The man commands like a bold soldier. Less to the seaside. A sail! A sail! A sail!
Great Jove, Othello, guard, and swell his sail with thine own powerful breath, that he may bless this bay with his tall ship, make love's quick pants and Desdemona's arms, give renewed fire to our extinct spirit, and bring all Cyprus comfort. Ooh, behold, the riches of the ship are come on shore.
I thank you, valiant Cassio. What tidings can you tell me of my lord?
He is not yet arrived, nor know I aught but that he is well and will be shortly here.
But I fear how lost you come.
The great contention of the sea and skies parted our fellowship. Good heart, the sail! Good ensign, you're welcome. Oh, welcome, mistress. Let it not gall your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my breeding that gives me this bold show of courtesy.
Oh, sir, if she gave you as much of her lip as of her tongue she oft bestows on me, you'd have enough.
Alas, she has no speech.
If faith, too much.
You have little cause to say so.
Oh, come on. You are pictures out of doors, bells in your parlors, wildcats in your kitchens, saints in your injuries, devils being offended, players in your housewifery, housewives in your beds.
Fly upon these slanderers.
Hey, it's true, or else I'm a Turk. You rise to play, go to bed to work.
You shall not write my praise.
No. Let me know.
What wouldst thou write of me if thou shouldst praise me?
Do not put me to it, gentle lady, for I am nothing, if not critical.
Do not learn of him, Amelia, though he be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor?
He speaks home, madam. You may relish him more in the soldier than in the scholar.
Oh, he takes you by the hand. Well said. Whisper. And with as little a web as this will I ensnare a greater fly as Cassio. Oh, smile upon it, do. Now jive thee in thine own courtship. The Moor, I know his signal.
Oh, my fair warrior.
Oh, my sweet Othello.
Oh, It gives me wonder, great is my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy, if after every tempest comes such calms, may the winds blow till they have even wakened death.
Heavens forbid, but that our loves and comfort should increase, even as our days do grow.
Oh, amen to that, sweet powers. Oh, is it of too much joy? I cannot speak. And this, the greatest discords be the air our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs that make this music as honest as I am.
Come, let us to the castle. News, friends. Our wars are done, the Turks are drowned. You shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them. Ooh, sweet. Oh, I prattle out of fashion and I dote in my own comforts. Iago, go to the bay and disembark my coffers. Come, Desdemona. Once more, well met in Cyprus.
Do thou meet me presently at the harbor. Come hither. If thou beest valiant, as they say, base men being in love have then a nobility in their natures more than is native to them, list me. The lieutenant keeps watch tonight in the court of guard. Now, first I must tell thee this. Desdemona is directly in love with him.
With him? But 'tis not possible.
Lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Her eye must be fed. And who stands so eminent in the degree of this fortune as Cassio does? The knave is handsome, young, hath all those requisites in him that folly and green minds look after. A pestilent, complete knave. And the woman hath found him already.
I cannot believe that in her. She's full of most blessed condition.
Blessed? Fig's end? The wine she drinks is made of grapes? Oh, blessed pudding! Didst not mark the way she paddled with the palm of his hand? Didst not mark that?
Yes, that I did. But that was but courtesy.
Lechery by this hand, they met so near, with their lips their breaths embraced together. Watch you tonight. I'll not be far from you. Do you find some occasion to anger Cassio? He's rash, very sudden to choler. Happily may he strike at you. Now, provoke him that he may. So shall you have a shorter journey to your desires by the means that I shall have then to prefer them. And the impediment most profitably removed, without the which there can be no expectation of our prosperity.
I will do this, if I can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant you. Now meet me by and by at the citadel. I must fetch his necessaries ashore. Farewell.
Adieu.
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. She loves him. 'Tis apt and of great credit, the more. Albeit I endure him not, is of a constant, loving, noble nature, and will, I dare think, prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand accounted for as great a sin, but partly let a diet my revenge. For that I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leapt into my seat, the thought whereof doth like a poisonous mineral gnaw my inwards, and nothing can nor shall content my soul till I am even with him, wife for wife. But failing that, at least to put the Moor into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure, I'll have our Michael Cassio on the hip, abuse him to the Moor in the rank garb, make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me for making him egregiously an ass. 'Tis here, but confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen till used.
Welcome, Iago. We must to the watch.
Not this hour, Lieutenant, but it's not yet 10 of the clock. Our general cast us thus early for the love of his Desdemona, who let us not therefore blame. He hath not yet made wanton the night with her. and she is sport for Jove.
She is indeed a fresh and delicate lady.
Yeah, on a war and a full of game, huh?
She is a wonderful creature.
What an eye she hath. Methinks it sounds a parley to provocation.
An inviting eye, yet methinks right modest.
And when she speaks, is it not an alarm to love?
She is indeed perfection.
Oh, well, happiness to live, she said. Come, Lieutenant, I have a stoup of wine in here without her, a brace of Cyprus gallants who would fain have a measure to the health of Black Othello.
Not tonight, good Iago. I have very poor and unhappy brains for drinking. I well wish courtesy would invent some other custom of entertainment.
One cup. I'll drink for you.
I've had but one cup already, and that was practically qualified, too. Behold what innovation it makes here. No. I'm unfortunate in the infirmity and dare not test my weakness anymore.
Oh, man, it's a night of revels. The gallants and the sirens. Where are they? Here without. Now, if I can fasten but one cup upon him with that which he hath drunk tonight already, he'll be as full of quarrel and offense as my young mistress's dog. If consequence do but approve my dream, my boat sails freely, both with wind and stream.
For God, they've given me a rouse already.
Good faith. Little one, not past the pint, as I am a soldier.
Some wine.
To the health of our general.
I am poor, Lieutenant, and will do you justice.
Some wine.
This is a more exquisite song than the other.
Will you hear it again?
No, for I hold him unworthy of his place that does those things. Well, God's above all. And there be souls must be saved. And there be souls must not be saved.
Oh, it's true, good lieutenant.
For mine own part, no offense to the general, or any men of quality, but I hope to be saved.
So do I, lieutenant.
Aye, but by your leave, not before me. The lieutenant is to be saved before the ensign. Let's have no more of this. Let's do our affairs. Forgive us our sins. Gentlemen, do not think I am drunk.
No.
This is my ensign. This is my right hand. And this is my left. Do not think then that I am drunk. I can stand well enough and speak well enough.
Excellent will.
Very well then. You must not think then that I am drunk.
Platform masters, come. Let's set the watch.
You see this gentleman that's gone before? He's a soldier fit to stand by Caesar and give direction. Do but see his vice. I fear the trust Othello puts him in on some odd time of his infirmity will shake this island.
But is he often thus?
This is evermore the prologue to his sleep.
It were well the general will put in mind of it. Perhaps he sees it not. Or his good nature prizes the virtue that appears in Cassio and looks not on his evils. I mean, is not this true?
How now, Vivo? After the lieutenant, go!
'Tis a great pity that the noble Moor should hazard such a place as his own second with one of an engriffed infirmity. It were an honest action to say so to the Moor.
Not I, for this fair island. I do love Cassio well, would do much to cure him of his evil.
Help! Help!
Hark, what noise?
Help! You rogue! You rascal!
Well, what's the matter, Lieutenant?
A knave teach me my duty. I'll beat the knave into a twig-end bottle.
Beat me! Oh, just now, break, rogue!
You, Lieutenant, I pray you, sir, hold your hand.
Let me go, sir, or I'll knock you or the master.
Come. You're drunk.
Drunk! Away, I say, go! Climb, mutiny! Help! Ho, masters! Ho, lieutenant, sir! Othello! Ho!
What's the matter here?
I bleed still. I am hurt to death. He dies!
Hold for your eyes!
Hold, the general speaks to you. Hold for shame.
Christian shame put by this barbarous brawl. He that stirs next to call for his own rage dies upon its motion. Now, Iago, the look is dead, was grieving. We got it. When I love, I charge thee. Michael, how come you are thus forgot?
I pray you pardon me, I cannot speak.
Worthy Othello, I am hurt to danger. Your officer Iago can inform you while I spare speech.
Now, by heaven, give me to know how this foul rot began. Who set it on? He that is approved in this offense, though he is twin with me, both at birth shall lose me. It is monstrous. Iago, who began it?
Touch me not so near. I had rather this tongue were cut from my mouth than it should do offense to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself to speak the truth till nothing wrong. Thus it is, General. Though Cassio did him some little harm, as men in rage will strike those that wish them best, yet I believe that Cassio received from him that fled some strange indignity which patience could not pass.
I know, Iago. I love and honestly does mince this matter, making it light to Cassio. Cassio, I do love thee, but nevermore be officer of mine. Oh, look, my gentle love not be raised up. I'll make thee an example.
What's the matter?
All is well now, sweetie. Come away to bed. Sir, for your hurt, I will be your surgeon. Iago, look with care about this town and silence those whom this vile brawl distracted.
Well, Lieutenant, are you hurt?
Aye, past all surgery.
Mary, heaven forbid. Reputation. Reputation!
Reputation. Oh, I've lost my reputation. I've lost the immortal part of myself, and what remains is bestial. My reputation. Iago, my reputation.
Because I'm an honest man, I thought you received some bodily wound. Makes more sense in that than in reputation. Reputation's an idle and most false imposition, oft got without merit, and lost without deserving. You've lost no reputation unless you repute yourself such a loser. Then there are ways to recover the general again. You're not but cast in his mood, punishment more in policy than in malice. Even as so, one would beat an offenseless dog to affright an imperious lion. Shoot at him again, and he's yours.
I would rather sue to be despised than to deceive so good a commander with so slight, so drunken, and so indiscreet an officer.
You're too severe a moraler. As the time, the place, and the condition of this country stands, I could heartily wish that this had not befallen, but since it is as it is, mend it for your own good.
I will ask him for my place again. He'll call me a drunkard. Had I as many mouths as Hydra, such an answer would stop them all.
Come, come. Good wine's a good familiar creature if it be well used. Exclaim no more against it. And good lieutenant, I think you think I love you. Huh?
I have well approved it, sir. I'm drunk!
You or any man living may be drunk at a time, man. I'll tell you what you should do. A general's wife is now the general. Confess yourself freely to her. Importune her help to put you in your place again. This broken joint between you and her husband, entreat her to splinter. And my fortunes against any lay worth naming, this crack of your love will grow stronger than it was before.
You advise me well.
I protest in the sincerity of love and honest heart.
I think it freely.
Good night, Lieutenant. I must to the watch.
Good night, Aristiago.
Now what's he then that says I play the villain? Huh? When this advice is free I give and honest, probable to thinking, and is indeed the way to win the more again which is most easy. So, how am I then a villain? To counsel Cassio to this parallel course directly to his good? Divinity of hell! When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows as I do now. For whilst this honest fool supplies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the Moor, I'll pour this pestilence into his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust, and by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the Moor. Thus will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all. Oh. How now, Rodrigo?
I do follow here in the chase. Not like a hound that hunts, but one that fills up the cry. I have been tonight exceedingly well cudgeled. My money is almost spent, and I think the issue will be I shall have so much experience for my pains. And so, with no money at all and a little more wit, return again to Venice.
Oh, how poor are they that have no patience? What wound did ever heal but by degrees? Thou knowest we work by wit and not by witchcraft, and wit depends on dilatory time. Does it not go well? Cassio hath beaten thee, and thou by that small hurt hath cashiered Cassio. Content thyself a while. Oh, by the mast 'tis morning. Pleasure and action make the hours seem short. Now go, retire thee. Go where thou art given. Away, I say, you shall no more hereafter. Nay, get thee gone. Two things to be done. My wife must move for Cassio to her mistress. I'll set her on. Myself a while, to draw the Moor apart and bring him jump when he may Cassio find soliciting his wife. Aye, that's the way. Dull not device by coldness and delay. Wind instruments.
Aye, sir.
Aye. Thereby hangs a tale.
Whereby hangs a tale, sir?
Married by many a wind instrument that I know.
Tell me, dost thou hear my honest friend?
No, I hear not your honest friend. I hear you.
Prithee, keep up thy quillets.
You've not been abed then.
Why, no, the day had broke before we parted. Good Iago, I have made bold to send in to your wife. My suit to her is that she will to virtuous Desdemona procure me some access.
I'll send her to you directly.
I humbly thank you for it. Never knew a Florentine more kind and honest.
Be thou assured, good Cassio, I will do all my abilities on thy behalf.
Good madam, do. I warrant it grieves my husband as if the case were his. Madam, here comes my lord.
Madam, I'll take my leave.
I stay and hear me speak.
What? No, madam, I'm very ill at ease, unfit for mine own purposes.
To your discretion.
Huh. I like not that.
What I say, Iago?
Why, nothing, my lord, or it's I know not what.
Is that not Michael Cassio left my wife?
Cassio! No, I cannot think of that he would steal away so guilty like seeing you
I
coming.
believe it was he.
Now, my lord, I have been talking with a suitor here, a man that languishes in your displeasure.
Who is it, you mean?
My lieutenant, Cassio. My lord, if I have any grace or power to move you, his present reconciliation take, prithee call him back.
Oh, when he hints now.
My sooth. So humble that he has left part of his grief with me, good love call him back.
Not now, Desdemona, some other time.
But shall we shortly?
The sooner sweet for you.
Shall we tonight at supper?
No, not tonight.
Tomorrow dinner then?
No, we shall not dine at home. I meet the captains at the citadel.
Well then, tomorrow night. Or Tuesday morn, or Tuesday noon, or night. Maybe the time, but let it not exceed 3 days. Faith, please penitent. When shall he come? Only Othello. I wonder in my soul if thou should ask me that I should deny you. Stand so glamoring on. What, Michael Cassio? I came a-wooing with you, and so many a time have spoke with you, just praising me, obtain your heart. I have so much to do to bring you back. Trust me, I could do much.
Prithee, I would will deny thee nothing. But I do beseech you, grant me this. Leave me but alone to myself.
I deny you. Farewell, my lord.
Farewell, Desdemona. I'll come to thee straight.
Come, Amelia, be as your fancies teach you, whate'er you be. I am obedient.
Excellent wretch. Perdition catch my soul. I love thee not, chaos has come again.
My noble lord,
This I say, Iago.
did Michael Cassio, when you wooed my lady, know of your love?
He did, from first to last. Why dost thou ask?
But for satisfaction of my thought. Further,
Why thy thought?
I did not think they'd been acquainted.
Oh, yes, he went between us very often. Indeed. Indeed, aye, indeed. Is he not honest?
Honest, my lord.
Honest. Aye, honest.
My lord, for aught I know.
What's thou thinking?
Think, my lord.
Think, my lord. By heaven, he echoes me. As if there is some monster too hideous to be shown. Thou dost mean something. I heard thee say even now, thou likest not that. When Cassio left my wife, what didst not like? Thou dost love me, show me that thought.
Oh, my lord, you know I love you.
For aught I know, thou art full of love and honesty, and weighest thy words before thy giving breath. Therefore these stops of thine frighten me the more.
For Michael Cassio, I dare be sworn, I think he's honest.
I think so too.
Men should be what they seem. Those that be not, would they might seem none.
Certain men should be what they seem.
Well, then I think Cassio's an honest man.
Nay, there's more to this. I prithee, speak to me as to thy thinkings, as thou dost ruminate. Give thy worst of thoughts, the worst of words.
Good my lord, pardon me. Though I'm bound to every act of duty, I'm not bound to that all slaves are free to utter my thoughts.
Thou dost conspire against thy friend Iago, if thou bespeakest him wrong and makest his ear a stranger to thy thoughts.
My lord, I do. I beg your pardon. It were not for your quiet or your good, nor my manhood, honesty, or wisdom to let you know my thoughts.
Since, what dost thou mean?
Good name. In man and woman, dear my lord, is the immediate jewel of their soul. Who steals from me, my purse steals trash. 'Tis something, nothing. 'Twas mine, 'tis his. Has been slave to thousands. But he who filches from me my good name robs me of that which not enriches him and makes me poor indeed.
By heaven, I will know thy thoughts.
You cannot, were my heart in your hands, nor shall not, lest 'tis in yours. Beware of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster that doth mock the meat it feeds on.
Dost thou think I make a lie out of jealousy? To follow still the fresh changes of the moon with fresh suspicions? No, Iago. To be once in doubt is to be once resolved. Nor for my own weak merits will I draw the smallest fear or hint of her revolt. For she had eyes, she chose me. No, Iago. I'll see before I doubt. And when I doubt, prove. And on that proof, there is no more but this. Away at once with love or jealousy.
I speak, not yet of proof. Look to your wife. Observe her well with Cassio. Look to it. I know our country disposition well. In Venice they do let heaven see the pranks they dare not show their husbands. Their best conscience is not to leave it undone, but to keep it unknown.
Dost thou say so?
She did deceive her father marrying you, and when she seemed to shake and fear your look, she loved you most.
And so she did.
Well, go to then. I have much to blame. I humbly do beseech you of your pardon for too much loving you.
I am bound to thee forever.
Oh, my lord, I see this has a little dashed your spirits.
Not a jot, not a
It
jot.
has. I hope you'll consider what is spoke comes from my love. Lord, I see you moved. I am to pray you not to strain my speech to grosser issues, much a larger reach than to suspicion.
I will not.
Should you do so, my lord, my speech will fall into such vile success as my thoughts aim not at. Cassio's my worthy friend. Lord, I see you moved.
I am not much moved. I do not think that Desdemona is honest.
Long live she so. Long live you to think so.
Our nature erring from itself. Farewell. Farewell. If more dost thou perceive, let me know more. Let thy wife attend on her. Leave me, Iago.
My lord, I take my leave.
This honest creature doubtless sees and knows more, much more than he unfolds.
I would I might entreat your honor. Scan this thing no farther. Leave it to time. Let me be thought too busy in my fears, and hold her free. Do beseech your honor.
This fellow's of exceeding honesty and knows all qualities with a learned spirit of human dealings. She's gone. I'm abused. My relief must be to loathe her. Curse of marriage that we call these delicate creatures ours and not their appetites. I'll not believe it.
How now, my dear Othello, for dinner and the generous islanders find you invited to attend to our presence.
I am to blame.
Why do you speak so faintly? Are you not well?
I have a pain upon my forehead here.
If that's worth watching, it will away again. If you find it hard, it will be well.
Let it alone. The napkin's too little. Come, I will go with you.
I'm very sorry that you're not going.
I am glad I have found this napkin. This was her first remembrance from the moor. My wayward husband hath 100 times wooed me to steal it. She so loves the token that she reserves it evermore about her to kiss and talk to. I'll have the work ta'en out and give it to Iago. What he will do it, heaven knows, not I. Nothing but to please his fantasy.
Oh, now, what do you here alone?
Do not you chide? I have a thing for you.
A thing from me? It is a common thing to have a foolish wife.
Oh, is that all? What will you give me now for this same handkerchief?
What handkerchief?
What handkerchief? Why, that the Moor first gave to Desdemona? That which so often you did bid me steal?
Hast stolen it from her?
No, faith, she let it drop by negligence and to advantage. I being here took the... Look, here it is.
Oh, a good wench, give it me.
What will you do with that you have been so earnest to have me filch it?
Why, what's that to you?
If it be not for some purpose of import, give it me again. Our lady shall run mad when she shall laugh.
Oh, be nothing known on it. I have a use for it. Go. Leave me. I will, in Cassio's lodging, lose this napkin, and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous confirmation strong as proofs of holy writ. This may do something. On now, General!
Come on! Thou hast set me on a rack. I swear it is better to be much abused than know it a little. But since I had it for stolen hours of lust, I saw it not. I thought it not. It harmed not me. I slept the next night well, was free and merry. I'd been happy if the general camp pieters and all had tasted her sweet body, so I had nothing known. Now, forever farewell, tranquil mind. Farewell, content.
Is it possible, my...
You're lost! Do it. Be sure thou prove my love a whore. Be sure of it. Give me the ocular proof, or by the worth of a man's eternal soul, thou hadst been better have been born a dog than answer my wake wrath. Make me to see it, or to least so prove it that the probation bear no hinge, nor loop to draw doubt on or woe on your life.
God be with you! Take mine office, a wretched fool that lives to make thine honesty a vice. Oh, monstrous world! upright and honest is not safe.
By the world, I think my wife be honest, and I think she is not. I think thou art just, and thou art not. I'll have some proof. Her name that was as fresh as Dion's vengeance is now begrimed and black as my own face. But I am satisfied.
How satisfied, my lord? Would you, the supervisor, grossly gape on, behold her taunt?
Oh, death and damnation!
Well, it were impossible you should see this, were they as prime as goats, as hot as monkeys. If imputation and strong circumstance, which lead directly to the door of truth, will give you satisfaction, you may have it.
Give me a living reason she is this Lord.
I do not like the office, but since I'm entered into this cause so far, pricked to it by foolish honesty and love, and will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, being troubled with a raging tooth. I could not sleep. There are kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleep will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In his sleep I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary, let us hide our loves." And then so would he grip and wring my hand, cry, "Oh, sweet creature," and then kiss me hard, as if he plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips. And then he laid his leg over my thigh and sighed and kissed and cried, "Oh, cursed fate that ever gave thee to the moor."
Monstrous.
Nay, this was but his dream.
Tear her all to pieces.
Nay, but be wise. We see nothing done. She may still be honest. Tell me but this. Have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hand?
I gave her such a one. It was my first gift.
Oh, I know not that, but such a handkerchief, I'm sure it was your wife's. Did I today see Cassio wipe his beard with?
If it be that.
If it be that, or any that was hers, it speaks against her with the other proofs.
Let the slave at 40,000 lives.
Yet be content.
Oh, blood. Blood. Blood!
Hey, patience, I say. Your mind perhaps may change.
Never. Now, by yon marble heaven, in reverence to a sacred vow, I here engaged in my words.
Do not rise. Witness, you ever-burning lights above, you elements that clip us round about. Witness that here doth the Argo give up the execution of his wit, hands, heart, to wrong Othello's service. Let him command, and to obey shall be in me remorse. What bloody business ever.
Within these 3 days, let me hear thee say, Cassio not alive.
My friend is dead. It is done at your request. But let her live.
Go with me apart. I will withdraw. Now art thou my lieutenant.
I am your own forever.
Give me your hand. Oh, this hand is moist, my lady.
Yet hath known no age nor seen no sorrow.
This is the frank one. A good one.
May indeed say so, for it was that hand that gave away my heart.
Liberal hand. The hearts of old gave hands, but I knew held Dria's hearts, not hands.
I cannot speak of this. Come now, your promise?
What promise, Chuck?
I sent to Cassio come speak with you.
I'm sorry that salt and room offends me. Lend me your handkerchief.
Here, my lord.
That which I gave you.
I have it not about me.
Nah,
No, indeed, my lord.
that is a fault. That handkerchief did an Egyptian to my mother gift. She was a charmer, could almost read the thoughts of people. She told her while she kept it, would make my father angry, subdue him entirely to charms. But should she lose it, or give it away, with such perdition as nothing could match.
Is it possible?
'Tis true. There's magic in the web of it. A symbol were numbered in the world, the sun to course 200 compasses, imperfect, prophetic, fury sowed the work. The worms were hollow that did breathe the silk, and it was dyed in mummy, which the skillful conserved of natives' hearts.
Faith, is it true?
Most veritable, therefore look to it well.
Then would to God I'd never seen it.
Ah, wherefore?
Why do you speak so startlingly and rash?
Is it lost? Is it gone? Speak, is it out of the way?
Heaven bless us.
I'll say you.
I say it is not lost, but what an if it were.
Oh.
Say it is not lost.
Fetch it. Let me see it.
Why? So I can, sir, but I will not now. This is a trick to put me from my suit. Come, let Cassio be deceived again.
Fetch me your handkerchief, my mind misgives.
Come, you'll never meet a more sufficient man.
The handkerchief.
Named earthly of Cassio.
Handkerchief.
A man that all this time had founded his good fortunes on your love and shared dangers with you.
Handkerchief.
You are to blame.
Is not this man jealous?
I ne'er saw this before. Sure, there's some wonder in this handkerchief. I'm most unhappy in the loss of it.
'Tis not a year or two shows us a man. They are all but stomachs, and we all but food. They eat us hungrily, and when they are full, they belch us. Look you, Cassio and my husband.
There is no other way, 'tis she must do it, and lo, the happiness that go, and importune her.
Well, now, Cassio, what's the news with you?
Madam, my former suit, I do beseech you that by your virtuous means I may again exist and be a member of his love, whom I, with all the office of my heart, entirely honor. I would not be delayed.
Alas, thrice gentle Cassio, my abdication is not now in tune. My lord is not my lord, nor should I know him. Were he in favor and you were altered, you must allow me patience. What I can do, I will, and more I will for myself, I dare. Let that suffice you?
Is my lord angry?
He went hence but now, and certainly in strange unquietness.
Can he be angry? I have seen the cannon when it had blown his ranks into the air, and like the devil from his very arm puffed his own brother. And can he be angry? Something of moment, then. I will go meet him. There's matter in it indeed if he be angry.
Prithee, do so. Something sure of state hath puddled his clear spirit. So, for let our finger ache and induce our other helpful members even to that sense of pain. Nay, we must not think men are not gods, nor of them look for such observancies as fit the bridal.
Pray heaven it be state matters as you think, and no conception nor no jealous toy concerning you.
Last the day I never gave him cause.
Jealous souls will not be answered so. They are not ever jealous for the cause, but jealous for their jealous. 'Tis a monster begot upon itself, born on itself.
Heaven keep that monster from Othello's mind.
Lady, amen.
I will go seek him. Cassio, walk here about. If I do find him fit, I'll move your suit and seek to effect it to my uttermost.
I humbly thank your ladyship.
Save you, friend Cassio.
What made you from home? How is it with you, my most fair Bianca? If fate, sweet love, always coming to your house.
And I was going to your lodging, Cassio. What? Keep a week away. 7 days and nights, 8 hours. And lovers' absent hours more tedious than the dial 8 times. Oh, weary wreck.
Pardon me, Bianca. I have at this moment with leaden thoughts been pressed, but I shall, in more continued time, strike off this score of absence. Sweet Bianca, take me this workout.
Oh, Cassio, whence came this? This is a token from some newer friend to the fell's absence. Now I feel the cause. Is it come to this? Well.
Go to, woman. Throw your vile guesses in the devil's teeth from whence you have them. You are jealous now that this is from some mistress, some remembrance. No, good troth, Bianca.
Why? Whose is it?
I know not. I found it in my chamber. I like the work well. As like enough it will, ere it be demanded, I'd have it copied. Take it, and do it, and leave me for this time.
Leave you? Wherefore?
Why, to attend here on the general and to get no addition nor my wish to have him see me woman.
Why, I pray you.
And not that I love you,
Oh,
not.
but that you do not love me. I pray you bring me on the way a little, and say if I should see you soon and well.
'Tis but a little way that I can bring you. But I'll see you soon.
'Tis very good. I must be circumstanced.
Do you think so, my lord?
Think so, Iago?
What, to kiss in private?